Hello everyone, welcome to a new video for Bitcoin price prediction based on Elliott wave analysis. We're gonna start with the daily for the bullish scenario. Of course, in case we are still bullish for this bull run here that we see, of course, that is still an option for it, which is of course a very rare possibility, but yeah, it still can be possible. So it's very important to mention it in case it happened, where we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 toward the upside. Lately, of course, we were looking at this current wave 5 as a bull run. We have triple 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, a 4, and a 5 to finish a wave 3 and then a wave 4 toward the downside. Of course, potentially still not invalidated to take the wave 1, zone 1 here, not interfered yet in the zone 1, meaning still valid impulse toward the upside, especially that we have finished, of course, before the 4 times here of the wave 2 taken from the wave 2. So basically we have bottomed here for a wave 4 in case we're still looking for a wave 5 toward the upside, and therefore it is very important to mention it. This wave 4 can be finished, of course, as W, X, Y, X, and a Z here, W, X, Y, X, and a Z, as you can see, and potentially moving toward the upside impulsively. Now, why I see this is a low possibility that because of the channeling, of course, and after having here a potential finished wave, a 5 inside your acceleration channel, here you can see the price leaving the acceleration channel, dropping very massively inside the base channel to the midline right now, and ranging inside the midline. Meaning, of course, yeah, I mean, the possibility to go back toward the upside, you need to break the base channel, you need to range a little bit before, and then you need to break again the acceleration channel. How much this can be possible for Bitcoin to do it, well, I'm not really sure. However, yeah, it's still based on our expected all-time history before, all-time high that we might achieve. Potentially it can be possible, right? But the possibility right now, it depends, of course, on the current price action. We're gonna see, of course, we get some answer here to see if we are, of course, aiming for over 100K, and then, okay, we talk about it again. So basically, this is the highest scenario where you have finished, of course, a wave 1 here, and by all means you finished a double 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, and you are currently, of course, in a bear market for a wave A, B, and a C. You're looking after a wave 2 here because, of course, this whole bull run that we had is your wave 1 and then wave 2, and we're looking for wave 3. And don't forget that you have, of course, here a big wave 1 in all-time history. We have a big wave 2 here. We're looking for a big wave 3, and that means this is a 1, 2 of your wave 3. And when you are in a wave 3 right now, 3 over 3, that means, of course, this should be the massive and the most explosive wave toward the upside. And in this case scenario, Bitcoin, as characteristic chart for Bitcoin, allows to do this always when it is very, of course, bullish, and it is in a wave 3 over 3. The wave 2 before this wave tends to hit before the 0.38, which is the minimum requirement normally for wave 2, and yeah, tend to fight gravity and just simply moving towards the upside. Bitcoin 70% did this in all the wave 3 over 3 that we have in on this chart. In this bull run, in this one as well, did it very yeah, it was during the election as well of the US. Yeah, it has moved, it didn't even reach the 0.23 almost. Yeah, so we have to be careful. That's why I'm mentioning this. We have to be careful in this area. When we move inside this blue box, we might be, of course, tricked and then move toward the upside before getting the 0.38, missing the trade, right? So that's why I'm saying we should be always alert in this area. Now, it might happen, it might not happen, because of course it's not 100% sure that it's gonna do it, but if it does it, we should be ready. This is the idea about it. Now let's move inside the chart to see what do we have today and what to expect. Of course, on the 4-hour chart, if you remember, we have our wave 2 that we have to reach. Of course, at this time, minimum time required is 0.38, and which is a very long time, of course, to get a wave 2 here, right? So we are looking for this wave 2. Highest potential right now is the WX and a Y, right? We were looking for this WX and a Y, of course, WX and a Y potentially maybe getting the high here or not, but of course we would like to hit this blue box currently based on the time, of course, taken from the wave A for a wave B. You would like, by the way, to finish this wave B inside this blue box or blue zone, because you entered the perfect time, of course, for a wave B right now. And if you want to finish this correction here, you would like to hit potentially the 1-to-1 fib time maybe, and then moving to the downside, of course, for a wave C, meaning finishing A, B, and a C, 3 waves towards the downside, and then of course continuation toward the upside for 3 corrective waves, and then moving for final wave here to finish a wave 2. This is the highest possibility, of course, that we have from our deep analysis. The next highest possibility can be, of course, a WXYXZ, where you might have already finished WXYXZ here, but of course, you would like to see that this pattern expanding a little bit, where you can, of course, remark a very nice double zigzag here as well, which it can be reading as well as W, X, and a Y at the same time. Yeah, so this would be also nicer to see it, meaning potentially getting one more leg toward the downside to finish a W here, or an A, it doesn't matter, but you would like to see, of course, an X after it, of course, after this complex structure, X and a Y towards the downside as well. This is a second scenario, of course, and now the most possible scenario as bullish here, short-term bullish, is at least getting the wave C, meaning an expanding flat A, B, and a C toward the upside. Your wave C has to be very impulsive to reach, of course, the 1.618 here with 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, triple 1-2s, as you can see. However, the current price action should unfold a very massive wave 3 toward the upside, as you can see. This is what I was expecting yesterday, and then I saw the range again, and it's ranging again and again. So that is not a really good signal, of course, if we are moving towards the upside. So better today also that it start to move very fast towards the upside. Otherwise, this scenario start to lose, of course, even much more probabilities. So these are the most important, of course, scenario. I'm not gonna dive with all of them. They are too many. You can go, of course, to the deep analysis of this week and see how much scenario we have. Of course, the most important one is the WX and Y, WXY and Z, and of course, this bullish scenario. So as you can see, those scenarios covers everything. Like if we get a little bit high, this would be the WX and a Y. If we get, of course, directly to the lower side, is your wave Z unfolding. And if we move bullish for almost a higher high wave 3, meaning, of course, we are reaching the 1.38 or 1.618. On the 1 hour chart, as we have mentioned yesterday, we see, of course, a difficulties to take this as a bull run or as a bullish scenario unfolding. However, today, of course, something else is appearing, and of course, the correction yesterday that we have analyzed, of course, is still unfolding, potentially a triangle, even which it can be, of course, a wave 4 triangle. In this case scenario, you are looking, of course, for a wave 4, and you're looking, still for this 1-to-1 fib level. But don't forget, again, if we take this 1-to-1 fib level and we see retracement toward the downside, this will unfold, of course, the scenario of a finished WXY, and we might move toward the downside from there. So we have to be careful from it, of course. Take care and trade safe. That was it for Bitcoin. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your likes and comments. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.